What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news for you concerning Terrence "Bud" Crawford and Mikey Garcia. The beef continues. You remember these guys, I think it was sometime last year, middle of last year, where Mikey Garcia was saying that Terrence "Bud" Crawford ran and, he outpointed Mikey because he was running and, he doesn't really like to fight him and yada, yada, yada. And Terence Crawford came back with, oh, well, hey, you got the video. Show everybody to see how I ran right upside your head. Okay, it continues. This continues. Terrence "Bud" Crawford said that he told Mikey, hey, don't quit like you did with Salido. I mean, I don't know what that means. But you need to focus on your own fight, and don't quit. Basically, Mikey pissed off Bud again. Bud doesn't really come after Mikey or anyone really, unless they say something about him, like Errol Spence and then Mikey Garcia and other people. He doesn't come after you unless you provoke him. And that way he's been provoked because Mikey Garcia said something along the lines of he's not really a real champion. So let me get this straight. If you beat Errol Spence, mind you, and that's a big if, you beat Errol Spence and you become the IBF champion, that means you're more of a champion than Terence Crawford. I guess that's what he's trying to convey. You know what I mean? But let me let you guys know on something. And this is me counterpunching all this, all the talk, all the beef between Mikey Garcia and Terrence "Bud" Crawford. Now, this might piss some people off, but, I don't care. I got to counterpunch and give you my take on it. My take is the Mikey Garcia fight versus the Errol Spence fight is a huge example of misdirection. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this. Mikey Garcia, and he's pretty much explained it. Mikey Garcia would rather fight someone like Errol Spence than Terence Crawford. But do you know why? Because he's already tasted Terence Crawford. He knows that a guy like Terence Crawford's too slick, too crafty. See, a person like Mikey Garcia's hand, he's tailor-made for Terence Crawford. You know what I mean? Mikey Garcia has great fundamentals for a stationary standard fighter. He has pretty good head. His head movement's decent. He has a weaving style. But he stands too far up and up. He stands too straight up for someone like Terence Crawford. I see Terence Crawford picking him apart. Now, him saying that, oh, well, he doesn't want to fight Loma. He didn't want to fight Pacquiao, right? But then it's like, oh, but Terence Crawford ran. It looks like to me, if you wanted a challenge, you would challenge a person that beat you already. You know what I'm saying? And I've done a video about this months ago. But what happens is, and a lot of fighters do it, they wouldn't want to fight a particular fighter, so they give you another fighter. So he didn't want to fight Terence Crawford, so he gives you Errol Spence. And everyone's saying, like, damn, Errol Spence. But you look at Errol Spence, he hasn't really been tested. What? Kell Brook, and in Kell Brook's opposition, the caliber of fighters that he's fought really wasn't on the level. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and he had hell with Kell Brook. Kell Brook just quit, honestly. You know what I mean? That wasn't a fight where Errol Spence went in there and went over there in front of 30,000 British fans and just beat the shit out of Kell Brook. It wasn't that type of fight at all. You know what I mean? It wasn't. So that's why I know Terence Crawford will beat Errol Spence. But Mikey knows he doesn't want any of Crawford. So he'd rather fight someone in an uncharted weight class than to fight Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford's there. You know what I'm saying? But that's a totally avoidable subject. But it doesn't stop him, mind you, it doesn't stop him about talking shit at Terence Crawford. So there got to be something that's bothering Mikey Garcia about Terence Crawford. You see what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't, if you know you didn't have plans to fight a fighter Why are you talking about that fighter? That's why I don't understand about Keith Thurman. He does that shit all the time, but that's Keith. But Mikey, he's looking for a challenge, right? So then you go up to fight, and Errol Spence hears it, and he'll fight anyone, that he feels he can beat. That's what I believe, because he's seen that. Oh, you want some of this? Hop your ass over 140 and come see me. We can make that fight happen. So he's probably thinking this is hilarious. I just hope he's taking it seriously, because Mikey is. I'm not discrediting Mikey, but what I am saying, Mikey's avoiding a particular fight by giving you another one. That's easy. And I seen that shit when he said, "Oh, I want to fight Errol Spence." I said, "Oh shit." And at that time, remember guys, Terrance Crawford was at 140. So why would you be so quick to jump over 140 where Terrance is at to fight Errol Spence at 140? That's the question you ask yourself. Like, this is a dude that beat you in the amateurs, right? So why wouldn't you want to get some get back at someone that beat you? You're an undefeated fighter at a pro, right? As of now, he is. So why is it that you would want to jump over 140 to fight someone like Errol Spence besides fight that fighter that beat you in the amateurs? But it didn't stop you from talking, throwing shade at Terrance Crawford, though, does it? So something must be bothering him. Maybe, just maybe, his ego's bothering him. You know what I'm saying? Like something he doesn't like. Oh, he ran. Anytime you listen to a fighter that either gets outboxed or gets outmaneuvered, and they're the most stationary, they're not as mobile as the fighter that outclassed them or outboxed them, they use terms like running. You know what I'm saying? That's what people do. They call Floyd a runner, right? They call Lotta a runner. They call these fighters runners that know how to box. Terrance, to him, is a runner. Same term. But it's used for a derogatory sense. Because that's just like, oh, I can't catch him. Well, that means you need to change your game plan. Learn how to cut off the ring. Make the adjustments. That's what being a real champion is about. It's not about fighting a fighter that fits your style. It's about fighting fighters that of all styles to prove how good you really are as a fighter, especially if you call yourself great. That's why I question a lot of people. That's why I question him taking on Errol Spence. Because Errol Spence is not going to do those things Terrance Crawford's going to do at all. Errol Spence don't even fight going backwards. You know what I mean? So if he can find some way to make Errol Spence goes back, that might be a part of his game plan. But he's talking about a fighter that he's not facing. And Terrance Crawford is right. He needs to focus on the fight in front of him. That's real talk. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about the beef between Terrance Crawford and Mikey Garcia. Will these guys ever fight one day? You guys let me know in the comments. Until then, you guys been counterpunched. Peace.